Welcome to Outdoor Scale Models, the channel where we review scale models outdoors. Why? Because I like the outdoors and I like scale models. Today, we're taking a look at Border Models, one of their latest releases. Um, Border Models has been known to do armor since they came out, and they've launched a line of 35th scale aircraft. Now, when I first saw this, I thought to myself, why hasn't anybody else done this? For so long, you've had to use 1/32nd scale aircraft with hopefully 1/32nd scale figures. Most of the time, that's hard to find. And 35th scale, your imagination is your only limit, especially with the 3D printing that's going on now. I will say, I love these kits, and I hope Border Models keeps doing them. Um, it'd be really cool to see some modern American aircraft. Not that we need another P-51, but it would be cool to have one in 35th scale. Today, I've got the Messerschmitt BF-109G-6. Now, I know they've released a Stuka, Focke-Wulf F-190, FW-190 A8, I believe it is, and they've also got a Spitfire in the mix. And I think they've also got a Japanese aircraft come down the line. It's supposed to come with a carrier deck set, which is a great idea as well. And I really hope they sell these things because I'd like to see more. Like I said, I don't know why 35th scale hasn't been done before in aircraft, but I'm really glad these guys are taking a shot at it. And today we're going to look at this one. You're going to see what you get. This is a limited edition version. Now, really, the only difference that I know of is that it comes with a special edition figure. It's kind of random. There's 3 figures, 2 seated and 1 standing. But I'll get into that a little bit further as we take a look at it. Without further ado, let's get in it. All right, here it is, guys. The Border Models Messerschmitt BF-109G-6. Now, one of the first things I really noticed, and especially when I purchased this, man, that box art, that is just beautiful. I really am a fan of this box art, and I've seen their other kits, and they're just as beautiful. I think the only thing that really would have set this off any better is if they gave you a print. And if they're listening, hope they consider that in the future. But a nice little print of this would have been really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with one. But nonetheless, like I said, great box art. Sides, this is kit BF-001, which I'm guessing is basically the first in the line of the 35th scale kits. Comes with full engine and weapon interior. So it's you can really go wild on this thing, guys. And I don't know what my plans are yet with it. Probably just going to do it out of the box and pair it up with something in the 35th scale armor variety. Maybe a nice little staff car from ICM. Not sure yet, but we'll see what I end up doing. These are the figures I was talking about. Now I said I don't really, let's see, only 1 resin figure is randomly placed in each box. So I don't know if it's a possibility to get all 6 of these guys or just these 3 guys. It's kind of confusing. I don't really understand what you're able to get. So you might research that, and as far as I know, it's only a possibility of these 3. But possibly it's these 6. I can't really translate what this means. It doesn't really say. All parts and figures placed in a sealed box. So comes with a little bit of PE, which is cool. Got your seatbelts, your buckles, which that's really all I ever want in a kit these days. Nice pair of seatbelts. And it also, you have a possibility of getting metal rockets or a metal propeller. So it's a pretty cool little mix of all these. You know, I really like this option. I have yet to see anybody get the propeller or hear of anyone getting it, but I'm sure it's out there. You can do the transparent thing. So if you want to do a see-through version, you can do that. And it comes with gun pod with transparent parts. You know, I mean, you really can go all out on this thing just out of the box. And got your color callouts. And it comes with 3 decal options. I believe there is an extra option that you can get. It's also a kind of the same gimmick. There's like 2 or 3 different gimmicks in this thing about getting random parts. Now, I don't know if they're doing that with all their kits or it's just the BF-109. So here's your color callouts. MIG ammo is their reference. Personally used those paints before. Not a fan. I'm more of an A&K guy these days. I've gone to lacquers again. I find that the lacquers, especially where I'm located at with high humid temperatures, the lacquers are just the way to go. But if you do use their synthetic acrylics by MIG, then you've got your callouts there. Pretty basic RLM colors. Pretty much every German aircraft has some mixture of RLM colors. But those are your callouts. So let's take a look at the box. Open it up. Now, you're greeted with a pretty cool setup. And this is the special edition figure that I received. It is Karl Ramelt. I am not familiar with him, and I'm not huge on German aircraft. I am a BF-109 fan, especially the G6 variety. But I'm sure you Luftwaffe guys will know who he is and the history behind him. But upon opening up the limited edition box, you can see you got your whichever one you get, the metal propeller or the rockets. I happen to get the aluminum turn to rockets, which I can really appreciate as a CNC machinist myself. I'm sure took a tiny little lathe to make these guys. Not sure if you can see them, but they're pretty neat. And like I said, I mean, I can appreciate the extras, especially for the cost of this kit. I think I caught this on sale at Andy's, and I want to say it was around $60 US, $54.99. But you get the special decals just for his aircraft, and I think with each figure you get the decals that go with that figure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they've got going on here. So that's neat. And here you have the figure. And he's seated, and I'm not going to take him out of the package. There's a lot of little pieces that I don't want to lose, because I probably will end up doing his aircraft and have him in there. And that's everything. So, pretty neat to have. Like I said, it's kind of a purchasing gimmick, but I appreciate it, and I appreciate the effort they put into it. especially for the price. I mean, something like this is just a nice little addition and makes it worth the purchase. All right, so these are clear parts. You get two different canopies. You've got the older square frame canopy and then the more rounded one. That's the one that I'm familiar with most G6 models having. Again, more of you Luftwaffe guys will know the specs on which goes with which time frame. Here's the clear parts, the riveted and scribed. They're a little bit foggy, and I don't know. I don't know how well you would be able to see through that in the finished product because they're a little blurry. So not sure if I would use that. I'm not a big fan of the whole clear parts thing. Anyways, so now something I found interesting. We'll take a look at here. Get my handy dandy pocket knife out. And maybe somebody can explain this. The canopy parts come with a clear option. Okay, that's pretty standard, right? The clear, especially on the canopy, is pretty nice. Not much to complain about there. It's pretty clear. The framing looks to be, you know, in scale for what you would expect. But on the clear pieces, you can see they're just a bit foggy. And I don't know if you wanted to display that option if it would look that good. But one thing that befuddled me, you get canopies that are completely painted, or they're just molded plastic. I don't know what that's about, unless somebody wanted to paint the canopy. Does anyone have an explanation for that? That's very strange to me. I've never seen a kit have this option. It's the canopy, but it's molded as one piece plastic. Like I said, that's very strange. But anyway, moving on. Here's the actual fuselage. We'll open that up, take a look. Let's move everything out of the way so you can get a good, clear view. The riveting is fairly nice. The plastic is very soft. As far as it's not got a rough texture on it. But you know, as far as the thickness and the buildability of the buildability, is that a word? Not sure, but we're going with it. I would put it on par with something like Ming. It's kind of like Ming's plastic. It's hard, but the texture is very soft, which I appreciate because it will take primer fairly well. And the riveting looks good. I don't feel like it's overdone like some of the old trumpeter kits, but I can't say as far as the placement and whatnot if it's in the right place, but it looks good to me. overall, a pretty nice fuselage. Here are some of the ailerons and tailpiece. Again, nice riveting continued throughout. That. I like the texture of the fabric. Looks good. Really haven't seen anything I would complain about from a builder's standpoint. Like I said, the plastic is a lot like Ming, which if you've ever built a Ming aircraft, I'm not so certain about their armor, but their aircraft, the plastic is very well done. It's not grainy like you get with some manufacturers, or it's not extremely soft like you get with others. No flash. Ejector pin marks, I don't see them in inconvenient places, well, other than in the landing gear covers. But, you know, that's to be expected with some stuff. The propeller shaft mount, very well detailed. Let's see. Take a look at the wings. Again, guys, 35th scale. Not too much of a size difference between it and 32nd. It just 35th is, you know, it's really made to go with armor, and it's such a match made in heaven. I'm like I said, I'm just befuddled as to why nobody's done it before. But I'm really glad Border Miles has taken this step. Nice detail on the wings. I mean, really nice. See the riveting there. Not sure how well you guys can see that. Some guys may consider this a little bit overdone, but to me, I mean, the finished model looks so much better. Do a nice wash. By the time you've built it and sanded a little bit, you know, it won't be so pronounced. But everything looks pretty good. Again, right the way through, I mean, I feel like it's the plastic is of mean quality. And we've got weapons. It comes with rockets. I don't know how much the Germans use rockets, especially on Messerschmitts, but gives you that option. There's the tires. Now you've got sagged, which is a nice touch, or just standard. I like the sagged myself. It's got texture on it that says Continental. Very nice touch. I mean, wow. That looks good, guys. Looks real good. Propeller blades, nice, not flashed like you get with a lot. Cannons, if you choose that option, are very well detailed. I mean, wow. Molding is just very well done. I mean, I just can't believe how well the molding has gotten. Look at the exhaust stacks. They've got holes already in them. And each is an individual piece. So, very well detailed. Look at the last sprue. And in this one, you get your cockpit parts and various other detailed parts to put around the model, and the engine. Take a look at the engine block first. Excuse the sound of vehicles going by. That's a big truck. This is outdoor scale models, so it's just something we have to live with. The engine, guys, looks beautiful. The engine block, very well detailed. There's part of the cockpit. And the bezel housing. Very well detailed, looks good. What you can do with that. I'm sure some of you super detailers will want to go nuts with it. Turbo. Some of the framing goes on side of the engine. Mounts. Valve covers. Very well detailed. Overall, I'm very, very happy with it. It is a good looking model so far. All right. And last but not least, I know some guys will look at this first. That's not the way I do it. I want to see what's in the box, and then we'll take a look at how to build it. Instructions. Very nice. And decals. And your photo etch. Now, I'm a bit confused with the photo etch. This appears to be a variety of parts. I don't know exactly where they go. But it's not the same photo etch they showed on the side of the box. So I don't know if there's a different fret you can get with the seatbelts or how that works. It's not very well explained on the box. So just basically says you can get random parts. But this is what I got. And like I said, I think these are like wheel hub back. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Forgive my ignorance, but yeah, I'm not sure. It comes with a variety of pieces. I think these may go on the bottom of the cockpit tub, but nonetheless, that's what I got. So here's the decal sheet. Assuming this is the sheet you get with every kit. Fairly nice. It's not very glossy, which makes me worry a little bit as far as the film and how it will lay down. Overall, they look fairly decent printed, but like I said, it's not got too much of a gloss sheen on it. In fact, the decals are a little bit dull on the sheet, and that kind of makes me worry about the film. as to how it will lay down, but nonetheless, let's get a nice few options there. Let's take a look at the booklet. It's nice. Get a nice little diagram on the back of the BF-109G-6. All right. Start off, got all your sprues here, shows you what you get. And starts with the engine. As most of these kits that are super detailed, you usually do. I've built the 24 scale Tempest Hurricane from Airfix, and you always start with the engine on these bigger kits. Got engine itself coming together. Then you start work on the cannon. Again, sorry for the truck noise, guys. Moving along with the engine. Got your valve covers, or your intake housing. And then you move along to the cockpit. Cockpit tubs coming together. Instrument panel. And putting it all together. Fuel cell. Mounting the cannons on. It looks as though the whole tub itself and the engine come together first, and then you're going to put that all in the fuselage. That's what I'm getting from all this, which is cool. You know, it's kind of, I'm sure, puts everything together fairly quickly. It's not a high part count on this thing, guys. So I'm impressed by that too, because I feel like you'll come out with a nice product that's not overly engineered like a lot of the bigger kits these days. The engineering seems fairly straightforward, almost like a 48 scale BF-109, just fairly quick, ease, just not over the top with 40 different pieces to put together an intake or something like that. It looks good. After that, you're obviously going into the landing gear, putting the wings together. Inside the wings, getting all your wheel wells put together. Then you're going to start on your flaps. Put your wings together. Put the cannon on if you so choose. It does make a cool little note here that Hartmann's BF-109, which I believe is one of the decal options, does not have machine guns. So lets you know so you can be accurate, because this guys that are not BF-109 experts, we may not know that. Your wings going together gives you the rockets option. Some of the PE goes into the rockets, so some of those brackets and stuff are what those were for. And once that's together, it shows you how to mount the rockets or the cannons, whichever option you choose. And it's going through, putting the cowling on for the engine. Use those. And your flaps finally getting put together, the tail pieces. Excuse me. Fuel tank into the propeller. Sorry guys, bumped the camera. Then it's got you putting your canopy on last. Don't know that I would go that route, but to each his own. Like any set of instructions, guys, you gotta plan it ahead of time, and of course, build your own style, your own way. I tend to like to get rid of the chance of a gap being in the front of the canopy and the fuselage, but it's got you putting them on last. Like I said, that's not an option I would choose, but to each his own. Okay, so it's got pretty cool color call out sheets for the MiG ammo colors. Again, not a big fan of the MiG ammo range. I've had probably 10 sets that they had released, and for a long time I used them exclusively. It took me a long time to learn how to thin them correctly, and it was just a very frustrating process. And since then, I've gone to the AK lacquers, and I'm happy as could be. So, whatever paints work for you. But again, they're RLM colors, guys. I mean, it hasn't changed much in the industry for a long time. So, but it's pretty cool to get all these options or these sheets with the cool color callouts instead of the standard black and white, you know. And you've got everybody's markings. These markings here, I believe this is a Finnish aircraft. And I thought I was looking at the decals, and I was like, well, this doesn't even come with the decal sheet. It makes a note here. It says the following 6 types of marking decals are not necessarily included in the kit. It's just random reference painting. Well, okay, I appreciate that, but why are you? I don't know. That's weird. It's just showing random. I guess it gives you a little bit of variety. That's cool. I mean, yeah, cool. You get a lot of color callouts for. I mean, I guess they had some paper to burn, you know, ink to burn. So you get a lot of reference painting. You don't get these decals, but you get the reference for them. So I guess that's neat. But that's all in the box. There you have it, guys. The Border Models Messerschmitt BF-109G-6. Like I said, this is a great addition in the larger scale World War II aircraft line. I don't know why it's taken so long. Again, it baffles me that it's taken so long to get a 135th scale aircraft. I feel like it's a no-brainer, but it just seemed like everybody was afraid to take a shot, and I'm really glad Border Models has done that. Again, I hope they keep continuing. If they stay at this quality, I mean, I'd love to see a whole range of 35th scale aircraft, and I think they've got a good thing here. And like I said, I don't know where you could go wrong. I'm sure the aftermarket companies might dip into it. They might be a little shy at first to test the waters, being that it's a new scale. But I really hope some of the armor companies jump on and see maybe coming out with airfield sets and figure sets tailored for aircraft. I think that would be cool. And I'm really excited about this new scale. And I think Border Models has done a great thing here. And I'm really impressed with it. And I hope maybe you'll go out and get yourself one, because I hope to hopefully build it as soon as possible, but it may be a little bit for me. But until next time, guys, get outdoors and build.